whether he has or
Games
not.
run better. They just run better. Like
Yeah.
it's some like when I've gone back to the PlayStation, sometimes I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I've like you, if it's just one of those things. If yeah, it's making noise and it's just like
You're
it's
like, oh, the
chugging at
fans
like
turned
20
on.
frames
Yeah.
per second, and you're like, I can't believe I didn't notice this before. But then when you're playing like The Witcher 3 on 120 frames per second,
Uh,
it's just like, wow, this is like amazing. And you're like,
yeah.
why would I go back to playing it on the Switch where it's like 13 frames per second when you're fighting the boss? And you're just like, what the hell?
It's
Why
like
do I?
lagging out.
Yeah.
Your guy's like half his health is gone. You're like, what? I didn't even see that happen.
Yeah, it's annoying. Anyways,
Yeah.
do you want to, or I
Yeah,
was
let's
just
do
gonna say, do you
this.
want to do? So I only picked out two stories. I don't have like a whole bunch of stories.
Let's just go through let's go through your stories, but let's just go through the front page and go down because I saw
Okay.
a few things that
Okay.
I'm like
Um,
interested in talking about,
I.
like the Wii or
All right.
the Switch stuff, the Nintendo Switch stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was like the icons and stuff, and I kind of want to talk about
Okay.
some of
Let's
that
go through it. So, well, right here,
stuff.
Marvel's Avengers announced second. I see. I don't care about that. See, we're gonna
You
move
don't
on.
want to do that? You don't like
Square
those
Enix
kind of
announced Team
MMOs? They're so fun.
I don't. Is this the MMO or is this that game on the Switch? I don't even.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I
It
see this
it.
Marvel MMO on PS4 just
Oh,
continually
okay.
being crammed down my throat,
Yeah.
and I
It's
play it and I
probably
feel like
this
I'm
one.
playing a cell phone game. So I'm like,
Second War table present? Who knows? Okay, all right. So Godfall. Do you know what Godfall is?
no, but it sounds
It
kind of
was
neat.
released on uh well it was announced for PlayStation 4 on like that or the PlayStation 5.
Hmm.
It looks like an okay game. Okay, so anyways, let's move on. Xbox Game
Yeah.
Pass review. So actually, I wanted to look at this one because these are the
Uh,
games that are going to be on the new batch that are going to be on the Xbox Game Pass.
okay.
So that's the thing
Good.
we talked about where they're just free games that you can play on your PC. Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. And so like they take stuff off and they put stuff on. All right, so the Yakuza Kiwami 2 is coming.
Have you ever played those games very much? I
You
never played them.
no, I
People love them.
they
People
do.
love them.
They do.
So I'm like, what is this? Like, I've always had kind of like this, like, lingering interest,
Right.
cloud over my head of like, why have I never played? I
They're
just feel like it's going to be another Grand Theft Auto or something. I think
uh
when I look at it.
I
So,
yeah, I think it well so I got a little confused. I thought I played one, but I remember that I
uh,
played Sleeping Dogs. That's which isn't Yakuza. It's a different game.
yeah,
Do you know Sleeping
yeah.
Dogs from Square Enix
I
Mon?
I heard of it, but I
Yeah.
don't think I ever
Well,
dabbled in it.
well, it doesn't matter because that one is more like a open world Grand Theft Auto, whereas like these
Hmm.
Yakuza games, I would say they're more like they're a mix of like more of a story based narrative game, which
Yeah.
is so it's. I guess it's like Grand Theft Auto, but it's like the main story where it's like, and but then it's also
It's
like
not
anime
as
and
much
weird.
random, maybe not as much
It is, but
random
in like a
side
weird
missions.
Japanese anime kind of way. Like they just
Okay.
have like weird camera angles and like super like over expressive characters that are all like very anime like.
Sounds kind of neat, actually.
Do you want to watch a
Yeah, we could.
like a
Yeah, we
preview or
could
whatever
watch.
for one?
Yeah.
Here, let's watch. Here, watch this one. Let's
Okay.
see if we can watch a trailer.
Okay.
Let's just go to. I'll just type it in. Yakuza 2 trailer. Launch
Peggy
trailer.
18.
Peggy 18.
See?
That guy clapping.
Oh wait, what is this?
Oh, they're like all the developers.
Okay.
They're like, they're singing.
What?
Yeah, see, I've seen it before. You know what? I can get into that kind of battle
Hmm.
mechanics and the way they move. That reminds me a little bit of the zombie one with the camera guy. I forget what's name. It's escaping
Resident
me.
Evil.
No, no, not Resident Evil. It's the one where he's in the shopping mall. It's a Capcom one
Oh
though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Dead something.
Oh yeah,
What is
yeah.
it?
Dead. Yeah, you're right. It's Dead Rising.
Dead
That's what
Rising.
it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead
Yes.
Rising
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah, I could get into that game, and it kind of had a weird feel too. Like even though it's comedic, it still felt
Hmm.
slightly scary because it was hard to play, I believe. So,
Yeah. It
anyways,
was.
yeah,
Some of those things were hard.
look at that Demon Souls
Yeah, I this
remake.
came up 11
Oh,
minutes ago. This is
dude,
breaking
I'm
news,
like
dude.
so excited about that. I mean, I saw it earlier, the news on it earlier, but I'm like really, really excited about that.
That it's
It's
going to be on
just
next gen consoles.
yes, I'm so excited about the re-experiencing it with people that have never done it before, kind of thing.
Hmm.
I love that idea, and then being able to not have it like the mechanics, the battle mechanics were so freaking wonky. If
Hmm.
you were gonna like PvP, which I'm not too much of a fan of, anyways, but they were so wonky. They were so bad. It's like you're hitting somebody in the front of them, you're slashing them, and all of a sudden you're getting assassinated because of like minor lag in the. It was like
Hmm.
they were hosting or something. Like what? No. I didn't do that. I was hitting him.
I
So
remember you showed me that, or I think it was you and Taylor, or one of you showed me like that one meme of like, or it was like a GIF, like it was like moving of like someone going around a corner and like the skeleton just kicking him off
yeah.
the ledge, just like.
So, dude, those games are like they need to do more of that. And the next one they do, or if they ever do another one, because I know they're talking about not doing it, but if
Hmm.
they ever do it again, they need to do more ledge stuff. That's what they did so good the first one too. There's a lot of areas where you got to kind of like wiggle around an edge, and then there's people there, and that's always it's just more fun that way. I don't know. Like it's just that more intense. You're like they always had like a dragon flying through the bridge or a rock coming down the thing or
Yeah,
like gargoyles flying and hitting you on a ledge and you're like, no,
yeah.
I just fall off.
That game is
Yeah.
that game. That was the only one that I actually played through the whole thing.
Well,
The first one,
that's a
Demon Souls.
dude. I'm sorry that, in my opinion, the Dark Souls wasn't when people should have got on the train. It's Demon Souls. Demon Souls came out when Halo 3 came out, the night that Halo 3 came out, and it should have been. Well, I don't know about bigger. I still play Halo 3, so I can't really say that. I think Halo 3 is better than 2 at this point in time in my life. So,
Well,
anyways,
you
it was
replayed them
amazing.
recently.
I did, and I've been playing the online, the multiplayer classic or whatever.
Hmm.
And I've decided now, it's like I loved Halo 2 because I played so much of it, but I've decided I like Halo 3 better. I think it's a better game. The mechanics are better.
Yeah, a lot of people say that like they
Mhm.
like Dark Souls or they like Demon Souls a lot.
Demon Souls.
Um,
Yeah.
so this article, they're basically saying that like it doesn't need. Quickly scanned it. They're saying
Hmm.
it doesn't need to be remade or whatever.
Hmm.
Which I think is not true because, like I've already said when I talked about this before, what about like all of the invading and like what about like helping people go through like the game? When you
Right.
reset all of that,
Stories.
everybody starts back on level one,
Right.
and
Right.
it benefits from that like greatly because you have played these games too where you have like a level 300 dude that comes in and just like destroys you because he's been playing it ever since they came out and
Yeah. Max level guy.
yeah.
And yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm like I think just that alone would it makes the game more accessible. I think that like that warrants and it's just such a beloved game.
Yeah, and you know my take on remake stuff. If anything was a masterpiece, go ahead and remake it all day long.
Hmm.
The worst that's going to happen is not as many people buy it, but everybody that loved the game originally is going to rebuy it. They want to experience it again in a little bit different of a light or in a different way,
Hmm.
and that game was already the most beautiful game to begin with. If
Yeah, it
they
really
just make it
was.
look better, the same people work on it, all that's going to be is a whole lot of awesome. And yeah, you can kind of redo some stuff like you're saying, the level of the people that were invading you. Now you can, put it, they can't be 5 levels over you like the other games, and
Right,
all
you can
those
balance
types of
some of that
things.
stuff
Yeah, you can rebalance it exactly. And so yeah, I think, yeah, give me more remastered, remaked everything,
for sure.
whether you're Nintendo or whoever, I don't care.
So let's go back to the Xbox Game Pass. So it looks like
Yeah.
they have the game Mont and there's a new one of these that just came out, Mountain Blade, which I've never
Mhm.
heard of until like the new one was coming out like last month, and everyone pretended like it was like a big deal. Like because
I
nothing
just
else was
pretended.
coming out. So, oh, that's the
Yeah.
Mountain Blade. It's such a great game that's not as good as The Witcher. But I mean, I might be putting my foot in my mouth. Who knows why it's special? I just don't never heard of it. But the first one
Yeah.
looks like is on here, and then the
Okay.
Yakuza 2, the Tourists, which
Yeah.
looks like some weird indie game. It's probably
Well,
good.
I'm gonna have to subscribe myself. I was gonna redo my Xbox Live account
Hmm.
anyways, but maybe I'll just do the Xbox Game Pass
Yeah,
first or
it comes
something
with.
since I'm
I
there.
think you get Xbox Live with it.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. And then we got
Okay.
Forager, which looks like some kind of a like Fez kind of character, but
Yeah,
looks
exactly.
like
It looks the
Harvest Moon
same.
slash Fez.
Yeah.
And
I
then
love when people do that kind of thing. They're like, "Oh, that game was super successful. Okay, build one right off the bat."
yeah, well, Fez came out. It was like 2014 or something
Well, that's true,
back
but
in the
yeah,
day.
it was quite the hit. But yeah,
Yeah, but it does look like
yeah,
someone copied it.
it does.
Nowhere Profit. That looks like I have no idea. Actually, why don't we just click and
Mm,
watch this? Can we watch
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a different colors of that. Okay. And then Carrion. I don't know. The game looks
I like the
gross.
name. I like the name.
Carrion?
Yeah, that's a cool name. Yeah. It's
I
like
don't know.
carry on, but carry on.
It's a game about sneaking in carry-on luggage onto an airplane.
Yeah, you're like death, and you're sneaking luggage up.
You're sneaking on luggage to be able to kill as many people as you can in
Yeah, they
wherever you're
like
going.
won't know what it is, where their luggage went.
So one of the articles I actually did already pick out. I
Hmm.
wanted to look at this. I don't know how much
Okay.
you care. I mean, I know you used to care about Grand Theft Autos. Do you really these days?
So kind of since like the last one, there was something about the like I played it a little bit, right?
Hmm.
And I watched like they've always done this thing where they make the scumbag not feel quite as bad as the situation they're in. So like
Right.
we'll take four for example, or was it five? It was the one with the Russian import
That's
guy. Like
four.
he was
That's four.
yeah,
Yeah. In
okay.
Liberty
So
City.
I felt really good about playing that game because I felt like the mob's a bunch of bad people. He's trying to get revenge and he's just, he's trying to get a one up in life. And so it kind of made sense to me. But then the next one, you're just some scumbag ex bank robber like guy. And so I didn't really like that aspect of it. So I played the online
Hmm.
a little bit more because I just didn't like I'm like, if I
Hmm.
hate my character, like I don't really want to play the game. And so that's
Hmm.
kind of like what it was. It's like, well, if I had a choice in real life, I would off this guy, but now I got to run around the rest of my time being this dude, you
Well,
know?
to be fair, in that one,
Uh,
you actually have three characters to choose from. You do have to be
right,
some of them at different times, but they have
right,
Franklin, they have Trevor,
yeah,
the hillbilly
right,
hick guy, and then they have
yeah,
Michael, who is the guy you probably that is like he was like an old yeah, he's like some suburban like dad that like used to like
yeah.
be
He's like the
a
worst person
thug.
alive, basically.
Yeah,
And
he's
like
real bad.
first,
Well,
yeah,
Trevor I think
first
is the worst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a few characters in that game that were really bad people. But all I was saying is like, and then they like try to make you feel for him, like when his family's falling apart. You're like,
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
give a frick. You shouldn't have a family. You should be dead. I don't care about you. But so, anyways, like the
Yeah.
gameplay and stuff, it's just I don't know. I guess like there are some games like COD, right, or something like
Mhm.
that, where I'm starting to get over the gameplay aspect of them. Like I was kind of over it at four, probably.
Mhm.
To be fair, but what I really remember most is when I played Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2 with my friend Brock Birdwell.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever remember seeing him around when you were
No.
young, but I always remember going over there and then like doing weird codes and like breaking into the military
Yeah.
base and just running tanks and
That's the
motorcycles as
fun
fast as
part
we could.
of Grand Theft Auto. That's the reason you play Grand Theft Auto. You don't
Right.
like I honestly I liked the story, but I mean what Grand Theft Auto was awesome for
Yeah,
is the
it's just
open
you just
world.
jump a motorcycle off a
Yeah,
building,
yeah,
like that's
exactly.
it's
It's
like
always
It's like Spider-Man without being Spider-Man.
yeah,
Like using everything else.
yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
jump off the highest jump you can find, launch yourself off a freeway overpass. Yeah. It's a good game though.
So
Don't get me wrong, so I'll be interested in seeing it. That's for sure.
I want to try to get a picture. They're talking about the map. So
Hmm.
like the reason that this is the thing right here. You see this?
Hmm.
This is why they were talking about this. I don't know that
Yeah.
this got confirmed, but they want the map to be like this, where they have Los Santos, and then
Hmm.
like up here, like the game right now.
Sanford, Sanfordino, they're all the
For our
huge
for our, this
cities.
is like San
Yeah.
Francisco right here. It looks like
Exactly. Yeah.
that's
And then
so
you got
interesting.
Las Vegas, and then you got
Yeah,
Los Angeles,
and
and
then
yeah,
Vice City, which is the like
yeah,
Miami, and then
Miami, yeah,
Liberty City, New
Florida and
York.
stuff.
You know
Yeah.
what's weird? What breaks this all for me is that
Uh,
in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's a
uh,
guy that there's a character on the online who's like he's like a DJ, and he
uh,
comes when you like get a nightclub, he comes and he's like your DJ, and the guy that you're working with is like, yeah, we're flying, we flew this guy from London to be here, and I'm like, London's a real city, like,
and then
like,
everything else is fake.
and
Yeah,
then
that's
everything
a
else
bit
breaks,
of an oversight.
everything else breaks down, and I'm
Uh,
like, it's just they broke that. I'm like, why didn't they have some fake some fake European city that they said,
yeah,
so it's like they never plan on going to Europe, I guess, with it, which is I think
yeah,
is a disappointment because I think
yeah.
that'd
They
be
could
cool.
have said like Old Zealand or something.
Yeah, exactly. Old York
Yeah,
or Yorkshireville
yeah,
or
yeah,
something. The
yeah.
heck.
There you go. That's right.
York City or something.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yorkie.
who knows? But
Yeah,
this would be if Grand Theft Auto 6 was this big. I mean, come on, man. I would
that'd be
just
sweet.
that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
5 is
Well,
already big,
like
but
I said, I'm interested, right? Because I was interested in the first one. I watched a lot of people
mhm.
do playthroughs and different things of it. Go
Yeah,
find the UFO, of course. I had to watch
yeah,
all those videos,
yeah,
all that kind of stuff, fun
yeah,
stuff. So,
for sure. Yeah, and well, Grand Theft Auto 5 is free for everyone that buys a next gen console.
hmm
So, not me, but I already have it. It's
yeah. Well, I may not buy any of those consoles now. I might be just going
see,
PC too.
this is what's funny. We don't let's not get on this too much, but this is just a
Yeah.
side note. This is why Game Rant's funny. They have like Walmart requiring customers to wear masks starting next week. Why is it on Game Rant?
Because
and,
they're ranting, so they got to have something to rant
and they
about.
have Doctor Disrespect ban likely to do with criminal element hints inside it.
That bad Dr.
Oh
Disrespect.
man.
His name was showing his character,
Yeah, there's a
apparently.
clue the whole time. It's like, all right, let's get back to Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Yeah,
why I like games like or sites like this though too, is because
yeah.
they like religiously like follow like brands like Pokemon,
Pokemon.
and I'm like super happy about that because I love Pokemon.
Yeah, I
And
just like that they've got a clean site, man. A lot of people got too much crap going on. They
yeah,
just got a
well
clean
they
site.
they
So,
have I actually you can see they have like their stuff over here, but I just
hmm
hide it.
okay,
I
that's
just
fine.
hide it because I don't want to see that garbage.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, well, no, I know those are ads. I'm just saying
yeah.
their site layout, right, is just nice and clean. You
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
what's going
It
on.
is a pretty good layout.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first started doing this, I went to Kotaku, I went to IGN, I went to GameSpot, I went to all of the sites I can think of, Polygon, and like looked at their
hmm
layouts, and they were all garbage. Like they were all,
hmm
you couldn't like there was too many different categories and too many different things to click on. Whereas this one is just has one feed that is just
Yep.
all of the news. It's like that's just
Yep.
how I want it. I mean, there's
Everybody wants their news, whether it's video game or whatever. Everybody wants their news so they can find it and click on it and look at it and then go back out.
yeah,
So
and go back to
this is
to where you were at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody knows this is the new way of doing feeds and things
Hmm.
like that, but still people are just having a hard time. They want to stand out. They want to look awesome, but
Yeah,
whatever.
they got too much going on because they have like editors with personalities and they have to push their
Hmm.
personalities, and then they got to like have, you know,
Yeah.
Jessica Chobot licking a PSP on like the main page or something.
You would know more about the IGN side of it than I would, but yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
too
that
good.
that dated me. That's like a 10-year-old like thing. That's like a
No,
13-year-old thing.
I actually have quite enjoyed your. You should actually do a YouTube video sometime on your thoughts on different IGN personalities because I don't even know who the hell they are because I didn't care.
Oh God, no! I
But
would
I
just be I
actually
would be
I like.
talking crap.
Well, but that'd be fine, and people love that, man. But I would
Yeah.
love to see that, just like your personal problems with them over the years of reading them.
I've
Like I
met
would
I've
definitely
I've
watch and
I've met
comment on.
some of them that still work there now that are like some
Right?
of the biggest ones, and I have
Yeah.
total mad trash I would want to talk about them, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to,
Yeah.
dude.
You
It's
should. It'd
it's
be
just
great.
I don't know.
They would probably close you down though.
Yeah, I'd get canceled, and it's not
You
fair.
get canceled
I haven't like I don't know them super personally. I've just met them
personally.
a couple times,
Yeah.
and they're
I've liked what you've
yeah
had to say about it. They've been some funny
yeah.
stories, and I like to hear
One
about it. So.
one of I'll say a good story.
Mhm.
There was one. I don't think she's on IGN anymore, but she replaced Jessica Chobot. Her name was Naomi something. She
That
was.
name, dude, Jessica Chobot.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I can picture her in my
I think she
mind.
got famous for licking a PSP, and then like IGN hired her to be like the person that reads the news.
Hi, I'm Jessica Chobot. I lick PS4s. Don't you think
uh,
I'm hot?
yeah.
That's too
Um,
funny.
I think I'm trying to remember what was her name. I forget. But basically, I don't have that big of a story. It's Naomi something.
Mhm.
Um, I just
It's just
I met her like the week she like got like the job at IGN because that's when I like went
uh,
down there and like she was really because like there was like a bunch of people there. It was like some podcast thing, and we like
mhm,
all like went out for like drinks afterwards. And I was like
mhm,
some I was like 19. I was some like or no, I was 21 because we are at a bar. But I was like some dorky
mhm.
nerd, and I remember she like just walked up to me and just started talking to me. She's like, "Who are you?" Like and just started like talking to me. She was super nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Didn't
that's
care
cool.
if anyone was famous or anything. She was just like, "I'm
Yeah.
so happy to be here." And like
Yeah.
I was like she's pretty cool, but she
Yeah.
did just move to San Francisco, so give her a couple years.
That's right. But anybody nice, right? They're good people.
Yeah, yeah,
So if she's just a nice person, she's a decent human being. They can do whatever they want.
yeah,
You know, like you can be hired on whatever you want if you're a nice person, in my perspective. So,
yeah,
anyways, yeah, Hideo Kojima wants to visit SpaceX. Well, I've never told you this, but I follow Elon Musk, not religiously or anything, and I follow
yeah.
SpaceX
But
and I watch their
He's an interesting
flights.
guy. Yeah, yeah,
He's very interesting. I don't have him figured out or anything, and that's all the more reason why
yeah.
I actually like to watch his stuff and listen to who he is. But I actually watched one of your news reels before, and you were talking about how people were saying that Elon Musk like is the villain in in Deus
In
Ex.
the Deus Ex, yeah,
It's pretty funty. I
yeah,
mean, it is funny because he's doing neural net, so he's doing like mind implant device.
yeah.
So it's like he kind of is the villain, but
Yeah. He's making augments to people's brains.
brains, yeah, like in the thing. No wonder he likes it. But I found it funny though because all the predictions in that game that have all come 100% true.
Hmm.
He's like, dude, I like watching history.
Yeah,
I just thought it
yeah.
was funny.
I was watching. I brought up one of his articles, and like I said in
Mhm,
the video you watched, I brought him up
mhm.
because he picked some of the best games as his favorite games.
Yeah, they're good
I was like, yeah,
games.
they're great. Like he picked up Mass Effect 2. I mean,
Uh,
maybe that's a little bit cliche, but for me, I'm like, that's these days people don't remember Mass Effect 2. I feel like that much.
The
Like,
only reason why I remember Mass Effect 2 is because of you and Kevin. You both played it religiously, and
it's
I was
really
always
good.
like, oh, I wish I could get that game. There's just something in my mind where if a game looks a certain way when I watch
Hmm.
a preview, then I'm just like, I'm not playing that. I've played that before. I'm not going to do it. So, but yeah, I've got to play that game, man. I should play it. You know what? I need to write it down and I need to play it like sometime this weekend or something. I need to
Hmm.
get on it because everybody that played that game loves it. So,
Yeah, it is a really good game.
mhm,
And Deus Ex also a really good game. So,
yeah.
and then
Uh,
Or go on.
Pause. Yeah, just pause one more time. I want to say one more thing, and then
Hmm.
you keep in your mind what you're going to say about
Hmm.
this. But I like all these people, like the other Japanese guy who's the name of that his clothing company is the name of that demon who's on the Ouija board. I forget
Hmm.
his name, but he's got the like best custom clothes place, and he's a billionaire. He's going
Hmm.
to space on one of the first
Oh yeah, what
like
was it
regular people
called?
going to
It's like, is it
space.
the Virgin Airline thing or something? There's like some.
Yeah, Virgin Airline did it, but it's not that. It's going to be Elon Musk's new, like
I
they're
think
taking
I think
people
that's
to
what
the
it is.
moon.
It's I don't
Uh-huh.
it. It's not Virgin Airlines, but it's Virgin is like the name of it, and Elon like bought
Oh,
it.
okay.
What was it
Okay.
called? Like
Okay, that would
Virgin
make sense. He bought it off
Space,
the Virgin Mobile guy or whatever, his program.
Virgin Galactic.
Okay, so yeah, it's in the name. You're right. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just like all of these people. Like I feel like it's showing who celebrities are, right? So
Yeah.
like the people that want to go up and they want to do it and like have some risk in life, then you're like, okay, well these people are like worth my attention, right? If
Hmm.
they're one of the first people that are going to go do this and they like actually want to progress mankind kind of thing,
Hmm.
like okay, I could follow this person or be interested in this person. But I just like it. I like all these people going to Elon Musk. I like the progression of the West or American society, right? Instead of just saying we're bad all
Hmm.
the time. I like that people are doing this, is all I was going to say.
Yeah.
So it interests me, and I think it's worthy to be watched by people, is all I
Yeah.
was going to say.
So
So,
I think it's cool that these people
mhm,
when I first heard this story, like I kind of thought about it for a second, like the Kojima and then Gabe Newell going to SpaceX or whatever. Like, um,
mhm.
I thought about it and I'm like, okay, like who cares? Why is that really a story? You know, like okay, like anyone can like not anyone can go there, but anyone theoretically could go there. Like why does it?
Yeah.
Why is that? But I like thought about like what is the significance of like interesting like people in like pop culture coming together, like why is that significant, you know? And like is
Hmm.
it, like it's interesting when you have someone like Elon Musk going on like Joe Rogan, you're like, oh, I want to see these guys
Hmm.
interact, you know.
Yeah.
But and then
I definitely want to
and
see
then
it.
yeah, and then you see
Every time I'll go
yeah,
watch it. If I hear about it, I'm going back. But go ahead.
and then you see like they learn things from each other and then they go
Hmm.
off their separate ways. And if you think about it, people that like are making things like Kojima and Gabe Newell, like they're like
Hmm.
in the process of making games like that are kind of futuristic and sci-fi. If they
Hmm.
get an insight in like to like one of like the most futuristic sci-fi like real life dudes today, like
Hmm.
that may affect their games in a way that like if you don't have access to SpaceX, you're not going to make a game that's as cool because
Right.
you don't have like the cutting edge like reference of like what is
Right.
happening today and where things maybe will be going in the next 5 years. Because I would say that these are people, Kojima and Newell are people that are always trying to push like the edge of like what's next with technology in their
Right.
games.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
exciting, actually.
That is exciting. Yeah, and Hideo Kojima will go in there with ideas of like, could this work? And Elon must be like, no, that's retarded. Do this, or like just he'll be able to tell him like, no, that's a good idea, or whatever too, And then yeah, and it's just I just like that he picked Gabe Newell. He picked some guy in the industry that's like a pretty good guy, and he just wants a
Hmm.
good gaming environment, right? He's
Hmm.
not any like he's probably a billionaire by
Oh
now,
yeah.
but still, it's like that's what he wants. He doesn't want too much from people. He wants to play golf in his office, and he wants to make the best video game ever.
Hmm.
So, anyways, I just
Yeah.
like that he went with him. He's like, I'll pick Gabe Newell. Let's go, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Maybe they're
cool.
buddies. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope they are. They're both pretty decent people. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's
Well,
cool.
I think we probably went over enough of the news. We kind of
Okay.
we
Wait a
rambled
minute. What
enough.
was the
What did she
crab
see?
on
How to fix Death
the
Stranding PC stuttering.
the freaking Halo dead crab, the head
No, that's
crab
the
on there?
The Half Life.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
like two crab
yeah.
or
It's
one
a
or
hat.
whatever. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's Gabe Newell and Hideo Kojima crossover right there.
Yeah, that is. His freaking hearts on his thing. Dude, that game was so funny. I just
Did you look
laugh
at?
at it.
Did you watch it or play it?
I never
Death
played it
Stranding.
because watching it was enough for me. And I just laugh. I'm like, wow, it's just like the new
Amazon delivery game.
Well, I found, yeah, but like it's like got the Metal Gear dive mechanic, so the Metal Gear 5 dive
It's
mechanic.
got
I'm
yeah.
like, what? It's like, oh, oh.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
funny.
I saw some of that combat. It's weird. You're like hitting people with like briefcases and they're shooting you in the face.
Yeah.
And you're like
He's
yeah.
like stutter
And then
stepping,
like your briefcases like will like blow up and like you can't it's like they're your cargo and your weapons and they
yeah.
like well it seemed super clunky.
Yeah, the
You know?
story it seemed more like what he's wanting, right? It seemed like more of a movie crossover to me than because the story was very interesting, but less about gameplay, more about getting to
Hmm.
the next piece of the story. I believe is kind of
Definitely.
what I pulled from it. So
Definitely. And if you have the
yeah,
patience and you just enjoy anything, if you
mhm,
blindly enjoy all of Hideo Kojima's games, then I'm sure you'll
right.
enjoy Death Stranding.
That's right. That's right. And I'm
If
not saying it's bad or good because
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
have the 35 hours to invest in
Exactly.
the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
All right. Well, that I
yeah.
think that concludes that. Thanks to everyone for
Okay.
watching and thanks for reading some news with me this week, Jamie.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, man. I'll see everyone next time.